Listen, I had a, I want to break something down here for a moment. I had a Celsius today, just 15 minutes ago. Christian witnessed it.
Well, I heard the unmistakable. You left the room, which you never do pre-show.
Right.
And then I heard the unmistakable crack of a can opening.
I had to. And my wife's onto this now. She sees when I spend money. And we see that we have Celsius at home. They're in the fridge. And yet I'm dropping three and a quarter on them down there.
But you know when the mood hits.
The mood strikes, it strikes.
When you're leaving in the morning, you might think, I'm fine.
Right.
But then, as I think we all go through right before we start this, we go, what are we doing?
I need chemical enhancement to get through this.
I got to do this for the next
You're right.
4 hours. So when you're first up and going, you don't need it. But now.
You're right. You're exactly right. But there's a reason. And I'm going to tell you why I have very, very little sleep last night. And I'll tell you why. I'll tell you what happened. And it's the third time it has happened now, okay? Went to bed last night, regular time. Rained all day here, so no pickling, okay? Go to bed, my time, 7:45, 8 o'clock.
Mm-hmm.
I burn the midnight oil sometimes, I'll be
Yeah.
up. Sometimes I'm up till 8:15.
You look at the category Final Jeopardy, but not the clue.
Not the whole clue. Well, actually, last night we went all the way through. We went through the clue. And, side note, 3 of the worst Jeopardy players I've ever seen last night.
They were bad.
They were terrible. You watched that?
I watched some of it. I was doing some other things, but I'd catch little bits and pieces.
I bet they didn't get half.
great.
They didn't get half of them right.
Oh.
2 of them were in the red most of the game. They wound up all playing final, and then final. Even I found that one gettable for sure. I forget what it was, but 2 of the 3 missed it.
Mm-hmm.
Anyhow, okay. Bedtime comes. It's 8 o'clock. I go to bed. Boom. At 11:28 p.m., I'm awakened. My daughter is standing over me, and she says, "There's a bat in the house." Again.
For crying out loud.
Again. This is the 3rd time. She says, she goes, "Dad, wake up. Dad, wake up." I open my eyes. There she is. I'm CPAP'd in. You know that.
Mm-hmm.
She says,
Alex Cora. What?
She says, "There's a bat in the house." I sit up, Dog now raises its head between me and my wife. Wife's still asleep.
Oh.
For the moment.
Mm-hmm.
I said, "Are you what?" She says, "There's a bat in the house." I said,
No, wait. When does your daughter go to bed? Because she's a teenager in summer vacation.
She was not asleep.
Yeah.
She was still awake.
Okay.
So I look at the clock. We have this new thing where I love it. We have a digital clock, and it displays on the ceiling. Greatest invention.
Let me tell you.
Great invention.
I had one. It's been about 10 years, but I used to have one of those. Love it.
Love it.
I need to get it. I'm ordering one today because you said
Tremendous
that.
invention.
It is great. It really is.
I'm sorry. I thought those were for shut-ins in the elderly.
No.
No, I really did. I mean, when you see the advertising, it's like, I thought these were for the shut-ins.
This is a great invention.
It's
ceiling
perfect.
clock.
You got to get a ceiling clock.
And what, I don't know, does yours show all the time?
Yes.
Okay, see, mine you had to hit the thing.
Yes, it shows all the time.
The light, but because, I wear contacts, obviously I don't sleep with them, but it was always nice and big. So when
Big on
I
the ceiling.
woke up, I'd be like, God, what time is it? And I'd hit the button
Great.
and it'd illuminate.
Like the bat signal.
Correct.
Yes.
Well, you can do it either way. You can either have it up there all the time or just
Ironically, the bat signal.
and yes,
love
the bat stick. And you can make it as big or small as you want on the ceiling.
Exactly.
Tremendous. Tremendous.
I'm ordering one today.
You should.
I totally forgot about that.
I love it. They're
Does
great.
it come with a side of Prevagen?
Great product. So I open my eyes. There's my daughter in silhouette. She's like, "There's a bat in the house." Behind her on the ceiling, I see it's 11:28 p.m. I was like, "Oh my God. This is the 3rd time
Third bat.
this has happened." And I said, "Are you sure?" And as I said that, here it comes. Flying
In your
through
room.
me. Comes in and out of the room. I nudge my wife. She wakes up. I said, "What's going on?" It's a bat in the house.
Ted Bundy. Oh,
Is that how she rouses from slumber?
Right.
each
right,
of you
right.
dreaming of different things.
So
DNA. Blood spatter. The husband did it.
Yeah, and I'm like, fantasy football. Oh, Bo Nix. Yes. So my daughter's bat in the house. I saw it fly by.
Put on a hairnet.
Yeah, yes. So I said, "Look, I've done this dance now twice before," and I said, "I know what to do. I'm ready. We got to trap it in a room." And I told my wife, get on the horn to animal control. Now,
At this right now.
well, here's what happens. 2 years ago, it was August. I was doing a fantasy football draft, and my son reported bat in the house, and I chased it with a broom for an hour. It was flying everywhere, and I screamed at my wife, "Call 911." She goes, "I don't know what to do." I said, "Call 911." Screaming back and forth at each other. So this time, last year, bat in the house, once again, it was a screaming match. We called 911. This time, I say, we're going to calmly dispose of this situation, because last year, when animal control came out, the guy gave us his card, and he said, "I'm the after-hours guy for this county. Here's my card. Here's my cell number.
Right.
Here's everything." Right. So I say to my wife,
Get the card.
"Get the card."
What?
Where's the card?
Get the card! Get the card!
I can't hit it with a card. No.
I said, "Get that guy's card." I said, "Get that guy's card." Meanwhile, it comes swooping in time and again, and my daughter's like, "Ah!" It comes, swooping around. Well, I get the backstory. I say, we're going to keep an eye on this bat, and we're going to trap it in a room. And I told my wife, "You get the card and you call that guy." And, that guy told us, "I'm the guy in the county overnights. This is who you want." I said, "Okay." So I'm going out. I get up. I start chasing around. My daughter's with me. And I said, "Now, when did you see it? Where did you see it?" She said, "I was in my room doing my summer reading, awake. Cat started going crazy. She looked up. Here comes a bat, just swooping through." I said, "Okay." So now we know it has just entered the home, and it didn't touch her. So it's like, okay. And no one's been touched by the bat. So we're happy about that.
Is your son, is he still gone?
He's gone.
Okay, so he's not sleeping.
He's with a group of Republicans.
Yeah, I was going to say, he's not waking up in his room.
Mm-mm.
J.D. Vance. Oh, what? There's a bat.
No, he's out. He's still gone. He's with a group of Republicans. So I chased the bat around the house. The bat, just like the one from 2 years ago, goes into our man cave area. And I think, perfect, because this is exactly what happened last time. Remember, now 2 years ago, I had him trapped in the man cave. I was with him. I closed the door. I was chasing it with a broom. It flattened itself and went under the door and out back into the rest of the house. So I knew it could do that. So when I started chasing it, I told my daughter, "Get me 3 good towels." She said, "Why? Why do I need towels?" I said, "Don't ask me any questions.
Dad's going to get hot.
That's right.
I mean, sorry. Have it.
Give me 3 good towels.
Get them wet. Shove them under the door.
Okay. I get the bat. The bat's trapped in the man cave area. I see it flying around up there. I close the door. Give me the towels. I shove the towels under the door. I said, "Okay, that's it." Now, it took me 10 or 15 minutes. So I say to my wife, "Is the guy on his way?" She goes, "I can't find the card."
The card isn't in the man cave, is it?
No, the card is not in the man cave. Thank goodness. But she says, "I can't find the card." I said, "Well, then just call 911. That's what we did last time. They then call the guy. But to prove a point, she wants to find the card because...
To prove a point.
Well, I told her last time round, make sure we know where this card is at a moment's notice. And she's going through her phone because she took a picture of it. But, of course, she has 10,000 pictures
Infinite
on her
pictures,
phone.
yeah.
And she thinks it's in 2 or 3 different places. So she has me go to the different places to try and find the physical card. Never could find it. Never could find the card. Meanwhile, the bat is up in the man cave. Now it's like 11:50, close to midnight. And she never finds the card. I said, "Just call 911. We're barking at each other. I said, "Just call 911. Just call." And then she's like, "Did you leave the garage door open?" I said, "No, I didn't leave it.
Not the time or the place for this.
No,
Exactly.
let's just solve the problem.
Exactly. Okay, so she calls 911. They say, "All right, we're going to send the guy out." Well,
Did they answer and say, "Who scammed you now, Mr. Kelly?"
another credit card. Got a
What
credit
is
card?
it this time?
What happened this time?
Yeah, you guys are getting kind of familiar.
Way too familiar, actually.
Yeah.
Is it the your son's out of town? You could have get the I'm in jail in another city.
Oh, you're right. That's the next one.
I'm in a jail in Prince George's County,
That's
Maryland.
the next one. Mimicking his voice.
You are slowly becoming the family when the old episodes of Cops, or they'll say, "We come out here a few times a year." Various reasons.
Great point. Okay. So she calls. Now we all sit down. I tell my daughter, you sit at the base of these stairs, you watch that door, you make sure no bat escapes from it. Okay? So she's on bat detail, watching with the towel under the door. Now, I knew from past experience it usually takes this guy a half hour to get there. He's the only guy in the county overnight, and he's told us that. Okay, so half hour goes by. Now it's 12:25. Doorbell rings. And we're sitting there. Titanic's on, so I start watching Titanic. All right? Mm-hmm. And I see like the first half of it, you know. If Dave was here, we could play Titanic.
Yeah.
I mean, they're at dinner.
Yeah.
Okay, he's already dressed up. He's met Rose.
Oh, Jack and Rose, yeah.
Yeah, they're to dinner. Okay. So, doorbell rings. I go to the door. He goes, good to see you again.
I figured I'd be back.
So you betted the Ring doorbell.
Got another bat. Yes. He goes, you got another bat, do you? I said, yeah, I got another bat. He goes, okay, where is it this time? Now, he's been here twice before, and each time it's taking him all of 2 minutes to locate the bat, get rid of the bat.
And neutralize.
And neutralize, got rid of. So I was like, perfect. I'll be back in bed by 12:30. It's 12:25. I'll be back in bed, sleeping for another few hours. Great. So he goes up there. I said, last time I saw it, I barricaded this door, and he was flying around here. So he goes up. I sit back down. We're watching Titanic. Well, time goes by. I don't hear him. He's up there.
The ship hits the iceberg.
The ship has hit the iceberg. Now, we're 45 minutes later now. Okay, he's up there for 45 minutes. Nothing.
Not a sound?
Not a sound. I don't hear anything from him. Other than a few footsteps, I hear nothing from him. My wife actually says...
He's not slumped over with bat
My wife said...
fangs in his neck.
That bat may have attacked him.
What if?
She said he may be laying up there bleeding with bat marks in his neck, and we're just sitting down here watching Titanic. And my daughter went to bed. She went back up to bed.
Did she?
Which I couldn't blame her.
yeah.
Now, again, the bat is isolated to a certain area.
We know there's only one.
We
Yeah.
assume.
Okay.
We assume he's there. As you said, they do crawl,
Right.
which might be one of the most terrifying things you've ever thought of.
Unbelievable. Unbelievable. But
Imagine trapping it and then seeing it crawl under the door.
I witnessed that.
I would scream.
I saw that one. I saw that 2 years ago. That's why I do to do the towels. I said, you keep an eye on those towels.
You think this can hold me?
Yeah, I was going to say, exactly.
It cannot. So, again, time goes by. Now it's, 1:15. 1:15. I've been up since 11:30. It's now 1:15. Sitting there watching Titanic. The iceberg has been hit. All of this stuff.
The band's playing.
The band's playing. Finally, we hear the door open and the guy coming back down the stairs. I say to my wife, our nightmare's over. He's caught this bat. He comes in. He goes, I've been over every inch of the room. I cannot find the bat. I have been over every inch of it 5 times. I cannot find
What is he wearing when he's looking for the bat?
He's got on like... he does have on, it's basically like a workman shirt, like a Dickies kind of shirt, and boots and gloves.
Yeah.
He gloves up,
Mask, head covering?
He put a mask on, I believe. And he's got a baseball cap on that says, like, animal control.
Yeah, I mean, doing late night animal control, I can only imagine the creatures he's pulling from.
Of course.
things.
And usually it takes him 2 minutes. I mean, this is the third time I've met him. So he said, I've been over every inch of the room 5 times. And he says, I like your collection of John Elway prints and so forth. He's been on.
Thanks, I've really worked hard on collecting for the years.
He's
a hero.
And he said, now, I will tell you that one of your windows was open about 6 inches up there. And I believe the bat escaped out that window. And so
That's his professional opinion?
He said, if that bat was up there, I would have found it. And he said, keep it barricaded off. In the next 12 hours, if it's still there, you'll hear him. He'll crash into walls. He'll start squeaking. You'll know. And then you can call. Then you can call the daytimers, the day shift, and they'll come out here. And I said, should we? Now the bat's escaped. Now, each of the other 2 times, they've caught the bat and tested it for rabies. And both times it's been negative. And I said, if we don't catch this bat, if he has escaped out this window.
See ya, suckers.
Right. I said, do we need to get rabies shots? And he said, no. And I said, why? And he said, we have not had a bat test positive for rabies in this county in over 10 years. And none of you came in contact with the bat because we think we know it came in. Your daughter was awake. She spotted it. None of you have touched the bat. And we all said, oh, yeah, that's right. But even still, I'm a little uneasy because if you don't catch, rabies, you're dead.
You're hard to come back from that.
You can't come back. You can't come back. But he said, no, there's no need to test for or to get the shots for rabies. And he said, I'm almost sure that it escaped out that window. And he said, I closed the window. Now, here's a thing you don't know. 8 months ago, my wife spotted that window open from outside and told me, make sure you go up there and close that window.
Oh my God.
You've had a window open for 8 months?
8 months?
I had no idea. I had no idea. I had forgotten all about it. I had completely forgotten. It's open like 4 or 5 inches. She said. I never even
Was
thought
your bong next to it? Is that why?
I was gonna
why would
say,
you-
yeah.
I don't know.
You just leave that open to air out? Or?
She
I thought
said-
houses were sealed these
She
days.
said, it is sealed except for that one.
No screen.
No screen. And she said, she had spotted it from the driveway. And she said, make sure you close that window. So after I screamed at her for a half hour for losing the guy's card, she came back. As soon as he said that window was open, as soon as he left, she turned to me and she said, remember I told you about that window? And I said, I don't have any memory of that whatsoever. And she goes, well, I sure did. And I do remember it. We were pulling in the driveway back probably 8 months ago. And she said, there's a window open up there. Make sure you get it. You know? So that's why.
Does he think that's how the bat got in?
No way to know. Possible.
Sure seems likely.
Well, he said bats get in so many different ways. Fireplace, number one. You know, they come down the chimney. Second, it could get into an attic and flatten itself and come through the attic door. Third, he even said air conditioning vents. They're so flat, they can flatten themselves so much they can come through the grates in the vent after getting in from the outside. And then he said, you won't see that bat now. But if you do, if you hear it flopping around and screeching, call animal control. And he said you can get your house bat-proofed, which I think we're going to wind up doing. I think it's time.
Yeah.
Don't you think?
Oh, no. I mean, if you just close the window. I mean, I don't want to. I don't want to sound like I'm taking sides here.
Okay.
Before we drop a couple grand bat proofing, it'd be easier if you just close the window.
Okay. I understand what you're saying.
In fact, the bat people show up and just be like, close the window and be like, that's $2,000.
Yeah. Oh, here's your problem right here.
We don't know that it came in through that way. We do not know that it came in through that window.
Daddy's bong window.
It's very possible that it came in from the chimney.
Right.
We don't know
Which
that
chimney?
We have a couple of chimneys in there.
I bet if you interview the bat, it's like, well, I was going to go through the chimney, but that window was open. That window's been open for 8 months, just calling to me.
I told my wife we're bat-proofing this house. I said, we're bat-proofing this house. The guy told us it only costs around $200 for a regular-sized home. And I said, well, how much for this home? And he said, it'll be a little north of that. I said, okay.
Well, this is far from regular, sir.
I said, all right, we'll see.
How does one bat-proof?
Well,
Is it screens?
Yeah, we in one of the houses I grew up in, we had bats get in twice, and finally, my dad had somebody come out and what you would say bat proof, but they just put like a wire over like a fence over the chimney, and they check everything, and your dryer vents are checked, and everything has like a little a screen over it that bats can't chew through or get through.
Okay, there it is. So that's where we are. So that's why I'm working on. So now he left about 2. Okay, I was up from 11:30 to 2, and my wife said, "If I were you, I'd go on into work." And I said, "Oh, you just love that, wouldn't you?"
Yeah, get real comfortable.
Are Jack and Rose in the water at this point?
Oh yeah, Jack and Rose. Oh yeah, Jack, it's never let go time. I mean, we're down. They're on the iceberg now. They're out on the door.
On the door.
Yeah, she's
the
on
late
there.
night shutting commercials are playing.
Oh yeah, absolutely. I said, you love me to go to work right now. I said, I'm not going to work. I said, you know what I'm doing? I'm going to bed. Why don't we go to bed for another hour?
You just rage, toss, and turn.
I did. I didn't sleep another wink, staring at that clock on the ceiling. Stared up.
Visions of that window.
Yeah,
that's right.
8 months.
8 months. 8 months it's been up. That's on me. Okay, she told me about it. She spotted it and told me about it. I did not close it. It's possible that's how it got in.
Do you think if this was a DraftKings thing, what are the odds you're going to be getting any rabies treatments? 0?
I guess it's 0, but and he told me, I mean, I did make sure. I said, are you sure we shouldn't get? He goes, there's no reason for you to get those because I'm sure it came in right before you spotted it because it was so active. No one touched it, and they haven't had a case of rabies in this county from a bat in 10 years.
Well, that's somewhat reassuring.
Yeah.
Yeah. But before he said that, I was like, we're going to have to do this because it's gone. It's escaped. You know what he says has rabies? Foxes and skunks. He's like that. We see a lot of rabies in foxes and skunks.
Well, you hear, the foxes when they go after humans.
Yeah.
Yes.
I hear that a lot.
Yes.
The skunks tend not to come after humans.
Yes.
Unless, obviously, they're crazy.
Unless they're rabid. And he said that's what we see it most in. That's where we are.
What a night.
What
Man.
a night.
You just going to do one energy drink today?
I may have a second when
when Dave gets here?
Yeah, maybe so. Who knows? Because that one took a lot out of me last night. Overnight last night. You can only imagine.
Oh, when there's breakfast coming today, are you gonna actually
Have a
eat
biscuit?
something? Or
I
you
might
gonna
have
fall-
to.
Yeah.
I might have to.
I mean, you might need to actually get real energy from food instead of kale.
Maybe. I have a haircut scheduled today. My wife said you should go into work right now and cancel your haircut. I said I'm not canceling my haircut. Then the bat wins. I'm not doing that.
What a night between you two. That might be the better than the bat. That's why the bat left.
Yeah, you had the upper hand, you thought,
I did.
with the
card,
lost
the
card.
Yeah.
And then she double trumped
she
you.
just crushed me on that window. I mean, an absolute crusher.
Yeah.
When that guy said, got a window open up there.
That's like the Alec Baldwin case, just a glaring piece of evidence. Glaring. Dismissed with prejudice. Get out of my courtroom.
She won 100%.
Yeah.
I mean, 100% win for my
Yeah.
wife. After I had been...
Total vindication.
Absolutely right. And he gave his card again.
Now put this somewhere safe. Just stare at each other.
Yeah. Exactly. Oh, man.